I've spent decades studying the most successful people across every industry imaginable. CEOs, athletes, entrepreneurs, artists, and I have discovered something remarkable. The ones who rise to the very top, who achieve the extraordinary, all share one fundamental characteristic. They have mastered the art of outworking their competition. Now, when most people hear outwork, they immediately think about working longer hours. They picture themselves chained to a desk for 16 hours a day, sacrificing their health, their relationships, and their sanity. But that's not what I'm talking about at all. That kind of mindless grinding is not the answer. It never has been. True outworking is about something much more profound. It's about maximizing every single minute of your day. It's about bringing an intensity and focus to your work that most people can't even comprehend. It's about working smarter and harder, not just one or the other. How many times have you walked into your office, sat down at your desk, and felt overwhelmed by everything you need to accomplish? How many times have you watched others zoom past you in their careers while you feel stuck in neutral? How many times have you told yourself, tomorrow will be different, only to fall back into the same patterns? Today is the day you learn the real meaning of success and, more importantly, how to achieve it. But success is not about what you do occasionally. It's about what you do consistently day after day when nobody's watching, when you don't feel like it, when everything seems to be working against you. The greatest achievements in human history, they weren't accomplished by people who simply showed up and did the minimum. They were accomplished by individuals who were willing to push beyond what others thought possible. And the most amazing part, they weren't superhuman. They simply understood and applied the principles I'm about to share with you. This is not just about working hard. It's about working with purpose, with strategy, with unwavering determination. And the first step in this transformation is understanding that your current mindset about work might be holding you back from achieving everything you're capable of. So open your mind to what I'm about to share, because what you'll learn in the next few minutes could completely transform your approach to success. It's time to discover what it truly means to outwork everyone else, and how this one principle can become your secret weapon in achieving everything you've ever dreamed of. And this brings us to the heart of what makes extraordinary achievement possible. Most people have it all wrong when they think about outworking others. They believe it's all about time. The more hours you put in, the more successful you'll be. But I am here to tell you that this kind of thinking is exactly what's keeping you from reaching your true potential. I have worked with thousands of people across the globe, and I have seen this mistake time and time again. They burn themselves out working 12, 14, 16 hours a day, yet they are still not seeing the results they want. Why? Because they are operating with a fundamentally flawed mindset about what it truly means to outwork others. The most successful people in the world don't just work more hours. They work more intelligently, more intensely, and more strategically than anyone else. They understand that every single minute counts, not just the number of minutes. Have you ever noticed how some people can accomplish more in 3 focused hours than others do in an entire day? That's not an accident. That's not luck. That's the result of a completely different mindset about work itself. The real secret to outworking everyone is not about sacrificing your life to work. It's about bringing such intensity, such focus, and such purpose to every single minute that you make each moment count 10 times more than the average person does. This is what I call the performance multiplier effect. When you step into your workspace, whether it's an office, a gym, or your own business, your mindset should be completely different from everyone else's. While others are thinking about getting through the day, you're thinking about maximizing every single moment. While they're working to check boxes, you're working to create excellence. If you could make every minute of your work 3 times more effective than the average person's, you could accomplish in 3 hours what takes others a full day. This is not about working longer. It's about working with greater intensity, greater purpose, and greater focus. The psychology of exceptional performance is not just about what you do. It's about who you become in the process. When you start approaching your work with this level of intensity and purpose, something remarkable happens. Your capacity for focused work grows. Your ability to solve complex problems expands. Your energy levels actually increase rather than decrease. I have seen this transformation happen countless times. People who thought they were working at their limit suddenly discover whole new levels of performance they never knew existed. They stop counting hours and start measuring results. They stop comparing themselves to others and start competing with their own potential. This is the mindset revolution that changes everything. It's not about working until you drop. It's about working with such clarity, such purpose, and such intensity that every minute becomes magnified in its impact. This is how real success is built. This is how you truly outwork everyone else. And the most powerful part, this mindset shift is available to you right now. You don't need any special tools. You don't need any fancy degrees. You just need to make the decision to approach your work differently from this moment forward. But remember, this is just the beginning. Because once you understand this fundamental shift in mindset, you need to know exactly how to apply it in your daily life. You need to understand the specific strategies that will allow you to transform this mindset into tangible results. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about next. Outworking others is not just about mindset. It's about having a strategic framework that puts that mindset into action. Through years of research and working with top performers, I have identified 4 fundamental pillars that form the foundation of strategic work. Master these and you'll multiply your effectiveness beyond what you ever thought possible. The first pillar is time mastery, and it's probably not what you think. Most people try to manage time, but here's the reality. You can't manage time. Time moves forward regardless of what you do. What you can manage are your decisions about time. Every single day you have 40 minutes. The difference between average performers and extraordinary achievers is not how many minutes they have. It's how they use those minutes. They make decisions about their time before their day begins. They don't wake up and react to whatever comes their way. They decide in advance what deserves their time and what doesn't. They block their most important work during their peak energy hours. They understand that saying no to distractions is really saying yes to success. But time mastery alone is not enough, which brings us to our second pillar. Energy management. Time without energy is worthless. Think about it. Have you ever sat at your desk for hours, completely drained, accomplishing almost nothing? That's because time alone doesn't create results. It's time combined with energy that creates breakthrough performance. The most successful people treat their energy like a precious resource. They understand their natural energy cycles and plan their most important work around their peak energy periods. They know exactly what activities drain their energy and what activities recharge it. They are not just working. They are working with their natural rhythms to maximize their impact. This leads us directly to our third pillar. Focus optimization. In today's world, focus is more valuable than ever. While others are constantly distracted by email, social media, and endless notifications, top performers have developed the ability to maintain laser-like focus on their most important tasks. Focus is not just about eliminating distractions. It's about creating the perfect conditions for deep, concentrated work. It's about understanding that your mind is like a muscle that gets stronger with training. The more you practice focused work, the better you become at it. The better you become at it, the more you can accomplish in less time. And this brings us to our fourth and often most overlooked pillar, strategic rest and recovery. Now, this might seem counterintuitive when we are talking about outworking others. But here's the truth. The highest performers aren't just better at working hard. They're better at recovering strategically. Elite athletes, they don't just train constantly. They have specific periods of intense training followed by strategic recovery. This is not weakness. It's smart strategy. The same principle applies to mental work. Your brain, just like your muscles, needs recovery time to consolidate learning and prepare for peak performance. The key is understanding that rest is not the opposite of work. It's an essential part of high performance. Strategic rest means taking short breaks between focused work sessions. It means getting proper sleep to allow your brain to process and strengthen what you've learned. It means stepping away from work at planned intervals to come back stronger. When you integrate these 4 pillars, time mastery, energy management, focus optimization, and strategic rest and recovery, something remarkable happens. You start accomplishing in hours what takes others days. You maintain high performance, not just for days or weeks, but for months and years. You build sustainable success rather than burning out. What makes these pillars truly powerful? They work together as a system. Time mastery allows you to block out periods for focused work. Energy management ensures you have the vitality to maintain intense focus during those periods. Focus optimization helps you make the most of your peak energy times. And strategic rest and recovery ensures you can maintain this high level of performance day after day, week after week. And the best part, this is not just theory. These are battle-tested principles that have been proven to work in the real world by real people achieving real results. But knowing these pillars is just the first step. The real magic happens when you understand how to start your day in a way that sets you up for peak performance. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about next. Your day is won or lost in the morning. And I am not just talking about getting up early, though that's part of it. I am talking about something much more powerful. I am talking about a formula that virtually guarantees you'll outperform everyone else before they've even started their day. Every morning presents you with a critical choice. You can do what most people do, hit the snooze button, rush through your morning, and start your day in a reactive state. Or you can take control of those first crucial hours in a way that sets you up for extraordinary success. I have studied the morning routines of thousands of top performers across every field imaginable, and I've discovered something remarkable. The most successful people don't just start their day, they own their morning with absolute certainty. They understand that how you start your day is not just about productivity, it's about creating unstoppable momentum. The first hour of your morning sets the tone for your entire day. If you win that first hour, you create a psychological advantage that carries through everything else you do. It's like starting a race while everyone else is still putting on their shoes. But let's get specific about what winning that first hour really means. It starts with getting up early. And I mean early, when you rise before the sun, you're making your first victory of the day. You're already ahead of 95 of people. You're telling yourself, I am in control. I am disciplined. I am committed to my success. Now, some people will tell you they are not morning people. But here's the truth. Morning people aren't born. They are built. It's a choice you make and a habit you develop. And once you master this habit, it becomes your superpower. But early rising alone is not enough. What you do in those early morning hours is what really creates the momentum. This is where your morning ritual comes in. And I am not talking about just going through the motions. I am talking about a carefully designed sequence of actions that prime your body and mind for peak performance. Start with physical movement. Even just 10 minutes of exercise gets your blood flowing and triggers the release of brain-enhancing chemicals. Follow this with mental preparation, review goals, visualize your success, plan your day with precision. Then engage in something that feeds your mind. Reading, learning, growing while others are sleeping. The key is consistency. Your morning ritual shouldn't change based on how you feel. It should be non-negotiable. It should be something you do regardless of circumstances. Because it's not about motivation, it's about dedication. It's about building a foundation for success that's absolutely unshakable. You start experiencing a level of clarity and focus that most people never achieve. You find yourself solving problems more effectively. You handle challenges with greater ease. You maintain higher energy levels throughout the day. But perhaps most importantly, you develop an unshakable confidence, because when you've already accomplished more by 7 than most people accomplish all day, it changes how you see yourself. It changes what you believe is possible. It changes everything. The way you start your day is a reflection of how serious you are about success. When you master your morning, you master your life. And that mastery begins with understanding exactly how to maximize every minute of your productive time. Which brings us to our next crucial element. It's not just about working hard, it's about knowing the insider secrets that multiply your effectiveness exponentially. These aren't just techniques, they are proven strategies that transform average performers into extraordinary achievers. The first and most powerful secret is what I call the 90-91 rule. For the next 90 days, spend the first 90 minutes of your workday focused on your single most important task. Not your emails, not your meetings, not the crisis of the day, your number one priority that moves the needle toward your biggest goals. Most people start their day responding to others' demands. They check their email, they attend to minor tasks, they let the world dictate their priorities. But when you dedicate those first 90 minutes to your most crucial work, you guarantee progress on what truly matters. This one shift can completely transform your results. During these 90 minutes, you must work with absolute focus. No phone, no email, no interruptions. This is where deep work protocols come into play. Deep work is like a superpower in today's distracted world. While others skip from task to task, never giving anything their full attention, you're operating at a level of concentration that produces extraordinary results. I have seen people double, triple, even quadruple their productivity by mastering deep work protocols. The key is creating the right conditions. You need a dedicated space. You need clear signals to others that you're not to be interrupted. You need to eliminate every possible distraction before you begin. This brings us to one of the most crucial aspects of high-impact productivity, the ruthless elimination of time wasters. Most people have no idea how much time they waste each day. 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there, and suddenly hours have vanished with nothing to show for them. They audit their time with brutal honesty. They track every minute for a week and analyze where their time actually goes. And then they make hard decisions about what stays and what goes. They understand that every minute spent on low-value activities is a minute stolen from high-value work. If you could eliminate just 1 hour of wasted time each day and redirect it to high-value work, that's 250 extra hours of productive time each year. Think about what you could accomplish with 250 more hours focused on your most important goals. But it's not just about eliminating obvious time wasters like social media or unnecessary meetings. It's about being strategic with every minute. It's about asking yourself, is this the highest and best use of my time right now? It's about having the courage to say no to good opportunities so you can say yes to great ones. The most successful people I have ever met have mastered the art of saying no. They say no to distractions. They say no to unnecessary commitments. They say no to anything that doesn't directly contribute to their most important goals. This is not being selfish. It's being strategic. High-impact productivity is not about being busy. In fact, the highest achievers often appear to be less busy than others. That's because they are focused on effectiveness, not activity. They understand that being busy is not the same as being productive. When you combine the 90 Hatumayi Hopron, rule with deep work protocols and ruthless elimination of time wasters, you create a productivity system that's virtually unstoppable. You accomplish more in a few focused hours than others do in days or weeks. You make progress on your most important goals, while others are still dealing with trivial matters. These strategies only work if you apply them consistently. It's not enough to use them occasionally, or when you feel like it. They must become your standard operating procedure, your default way of working. And that's where the power of consistent action comes into play, which brings us to our next crucial principle. The most powerful force in the universe is not talent, intelligence, or even hard work alone. It's the compound effect of consistent action. And I'm going to show you exactly why this changes everything. Most people dramatically overestimate what they can accomplish in a week and vastly underestimate what they can achieve in a year of consistent effort. They're looking for the big breaks, the quantum leaps, the overnight successes. But that's not how real, lasting success is built. Let me give you a powerful example. If you improve just 1% each day, at the end of a year, you'll be 37 times better than when you started. Not 365% better, 37 times better. That's the magic of compound improvement. Small, consistent actions, repeated day after day, create exponential results. This is where daily disciplines come into play. Every single day, you must do the things that matter most, whether you feel like it or not. The top performers I have worked with don't wait for motivation. They rely on discipline. They understand that motivation is fleeting, but discipline is reliable. Every time you follow through on your commitments, you're not just accomplishing a task. You're building trust with yourself. You're strengthening what I call your success muscles. Each small victory creates momentum for the next one. Each consistent action builds your capacity for greater achievements. But here's where most people get stuck. They hit plateaus. They work consistently for a while, see some results, but then seem to hit a wall. And this is exactly where the power of consistent action becomes most crucial. Because breakthroughs always come after plateaus, but only for those who keep pushing. Plateaus aren't stop signs. They are preparation for your next leap forward. When you hit a plateau, it means your body and mind are integrating everything you've learned. They are preparing for the next level. But most people quit right before the breakthrough. They interpret the plateau as failure instead of seeing it for what it really is, a launching pad. You don't need to work harder. You need to work more consistently. You need to trust the process. You need to understand that every single action you take is either moving you towards your goals or away from them. There is no neutral ground. This is why the small actions matter so much. It's not the one big thing you do occasionally that creates success. It's the small things you do consistently. It's getting up early every day. It's following your morning routine without fail. It's putting in those focused 90 minutes on your most important work day after day after day. Once you understand the compound effect of consistent action, you stop looking for shortcuts. You realize that consistency itself is the shortcut. You understand that while others are looking for the next quick fix, you're building something sustainable, something lasting, something extraordinary. But to maintain this level of consistency, you need something else. You need mental toughness. You need the psychological resilience to keep going when others quit. You need the mental strength to push through doubts, fears, and temporary setbacks. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about next. The most crucial element of outworking everyone is not physical. It's mental. And right now, I am going to share with you the exact psychological framework that separates those who achieve extraordinary success from those who merely dream about it. Mental toughness is not something you're born with. It's something you develop, just like a muscle. Every time you push through discomfort, every time you continue when you want to quit, you're building psychological resilience. This is what allows you to maintain peak performance when others crumble under pressure. It's not the absence of doubt that defines success. It's your ability to act in spite of it. Every single top performer experiences doubt. The difference is they have learned to use it as fuel rather than letting it paralyze them. When you face a challenge, your brain naturally wants to protect you. It creates doubt, it generates fear, it looks for the easy way out. This is normal, this is human. But mental toughness means teaching your brain a new response. Instead of backing away from challenges, you lean into them. Instead of avoiding discomfort, you embrace it. The moment you feel like stopping is the moment you must keep going. This is not about pushing yourself to exhaustion. It's about pushing past your self-imposed limitations. It's about discovering what you're truly capable of. Don't rely on motivation at all. Rely on commitment. Motivation is an emotion, and like all emotions, it fluctuates. But commitment, real deep commitment to your goals, that's what carries you through the tough times. Every time you feel like quitting but keep going, you're not just completing a task. You're building mental toughness. Every time you face a setback and push forward anyway, you're not just solving a problem. You're strengthening your psychological resilience. This is how you develop the mental strength to outwork everyone around you. But mental toughness alone is not enough. You need to create an environment that supports and amplifies your efforts. And that's exactly what we are going to discuss next. Your environment will ultimately determine your success. Right now, I want you to understand something critical. You can have all the motivation, all the mental toughness, all the strategies in the world. But if your environment is working against you, you're fighting an uphill battle you don't need to fight. Every single day, your environment is either lifting you up or pulling you down. There's no neutral ground. The people around you, the physical space you work in, the information you consume, it's all either supporting your success or sabotaging it. What I've discovered after decades of studying peak performers, they all understand that success leaves clues in the environment. They design their surroundings with deliberate intention. They create what I call a success ecosystem, an environment that makes high performance inevitable rather than optional. But with your physical workspace, it should be designed for focused work, free from distractions, organized for peak productivity. But it goes deeper than just having a clean desk. Your environment needs to remind you of your goals, reinforce your commitments, and eliminate any friction between you and high performance. Listen to people you surround yourself with. Show me your friends, and I will show you your future. This is not just a saying. It's a fundamental truth about human achievement. When you surround yourself with excellence, excellence becomes your new normal. When you surround yourself with high achievers, high achievement becomes your default setting. If you're the hardest working person in your circle, you're in the wrong circle. If you're the most ambitious person, it's time to expand your network because your standards will never rise above the standards of those around you. This is why every top performer I've ever worked with is ruthlessly selective about their associations. They understand that excellence is contagious. They know that the right environment can multiply their effectiveness tenfold. But they also know that the wrong environment can drag them down just as quickly. But knowing all this is not enough. You need a clear framework for implementing everything we have discussed. And that's exactly what we are going to cover next as we move into the practical steps for putting all of these principles into action. Now, everything we have discussed becomes real because knowledge without action is useless, and action without a framework is just random movement. Let me give you the exact blueprint that will transform everything we have covered into daily reality. First, you need to understand that implementation is not about perfection, it's about progression. Start with one change, master it, then add another. Too many people try to change everything at once and end up changing nothing permanently. The first step is to pick your lead domino. That one change that will make every other change easier. You must create systems of accountability that make success automatic. Don't rely on willpower alone. Set up daily check-ins with yourself. Create weekly accountability reviews. Find someone who will hold you to your highest standards, not let you off the hook with excuses. You must measure what matters. Not everything that can be counted counts, and not everything that counts can be counted. Focus on measuring the activities that drive results, not just the results themselves. Track your deep work hours. Monitor your morning routine compliance. Measure your focus time on high priority tasks. The most successful people I have ever worked with have a scoreboard for their life. They know exactly how they are performing against their standards. They don't wait until the end of the month or year to measure progress. They track it daily, making adjustments in real time. And now, as we bring everything together, I want to leave you with one final thought that will ensure you take everything we have covered and turn it into extraordinary results in your life. Everything we have discussed today, the mindset shifts, the strategies, the frameworks, they're all powerful tools. But tools without action are just good intentions. And good intentions never change anyone's life. There are two types of people who will leave this room today. The first type will feel inspired, maybe take a few notes, and then go back to their old patterns, their old habits, their old results. They will let this moment slip away like so many others before it. But then there's the second type. These are the ones who will take everything we have discussed and turn it into immediate action. They understand that this is not just another motivational talk. This is the blueprint for transforming their entire life through the power of outworking everyone around them. Which one will you be? Will you be the person who knows what to do, or will you be the person who actually does it? Will you be the one who watches others succeed, or will you be the one others watch in amazement? Every single day you wait is a day of potential greatness lost forever. Every morning you don't implement that victory formula, every day you don't apply those high-impact productivity secrets, every moment you don't build your success environment, those are moments you can never get back. Make the decision, not the kind of weak decision that fades by tomorrow, but the kind of ironclad commitment that changes everything. Decide today that you will be the hardest working person you know. Decide today that average is no longer acceptable. Decide today that your potential is too valuable to waste. Because the real secret to outworking everyone is not just about working harder, it's about becoming the kind of person who makes excellence their only option. Your future is waiting. The only question is, what are you going to do about it?